All right, so I've been using TradeFT for a while now, and I wanted to sit down and give a full, honest review based on my experience. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just my real thoughts, the good and the bad. So let's start with the sign up process. It was actually really straightforward. I just entered my details, went through the email verification process, and I was in. No long waiting periods, no weird verification steps, which was nice. A lot of brokers can make this part a headache, but with TradeFT, it was smooth. Now, when I first logged in, the platform itself looked clean. I've used quite a few different trading platforms over the years, and some of them just feel way too complicated for no reason. TradeFT has a simple layout, and everything is pretty easy to find. Even if you're new to trading, I don't think you'd have a hard time figuring out where things are. So, let's talk about what actually matters: the trading experience. TradeFT offers Forex, stocks, indices, commodities, and crypto. That's a good range, and for me, I mostly focus on Forex and crypto. One of the first things I checked was the spreads. They're decent, not the tightest I've ever seen, but definitely not bad. If you've used big name brokers before, you might find them slightly wider, but it's nothing that's going to eat too much into your profits. Execution speed is actually really solid. I placed a bunch of test trades and I didn't notice any major slippage. Of course, with any platform, you're going to experience some slippage during high volatility, but for normal trading, I found it to be pretty reliable. Now, leverage. This is important. TradeFT offers leverage up to 1/500 on certain assets. That's a lot. If you're an experienced trader and you know how to manage risk, that can be a great tool. But if you're new to trading, you need to be really careful with that kind of leverage. It can wipe out your account fast if you don't know what you're doing. I personally don't go above 1/100, but the option is there if you want it. Deposits and withdrawals. This is something that makes or breaks a broker for me. Depositing funds was instant. I used a debit card and the money was in my account right away. No delays, no weird errors. Now, withdrawals are where things can get shady with some brokers. So I always test that first. I started with a small withdrawal just to see how smooth the process was. Took about 24 hours for the money to hit my bank account. That's actually really good. Some brokers make you wait 3, 4, even 5 days for a withdrawal, but TradeFT processed mine quickly. Let's talk about customer support. I always test this because if something goes wrong, I want to know that I can reach someone. I sent them a message through live chat, and it took about 10-15 minutes to get a response. Not the fastest, but not terrible either. The agent was helpful, answered my questions properly. No copy-paste responses, which I appreciated. One thing that could be improved? There's no mobile app. I trade a lot on my phone, so having to log in through the browser every time is kind of annoying. The web platform works fine on mobile, but it's just not as convenient as having a dedicated app. Hopefully, they add that in the future. Security-wise, they're regulated by the FSCA, which is decent, but it's not the strictest regulation out there. If you're someone who only trusts platforms regulated by big names like the FCA or SISEC, this might be something to consider. I haven't had any security issues personally, but I always use two-factor authentication just to be safe. All right, let's talk about the education section. They do have some resources, basic guides, videos, market analysis. If you're a complete beginner, it's useful. But if you've been trading for a while, you probably won't need it. It's good to see that they provide something though. So overall, my experience with TradeFT has been positive. It's not perfect, no broker is, but it's reliable. Decent spreads, solid execution, and fast withdrawals, which is what really matters. If you're thinking about trying it out, my advice would be to start with a small deposit, test things for yourself, and see if it fits your trading style. That's it for my review. Let me know if you've used TradeFT and what your experience has been like.